$14,580 this year for the low income. Why it's so important. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I do want to discuss this $14,580 number and why it's so incredibly important for the low income and fixed income beneficiaries, especially this year in 2023. Let's get into it and discuss all the details. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want more like it, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, helping you out in any way that I possibly can, advocating on your behalf, and doing all the research on all this new information coming out, breaking it all down into these short videos each and every day so you can stay posted on what is actually happening and how it may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything popping up right now we can possibly grab and or take advantage of during this very busy, confusing, and uncertain time that we're currently living through. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. And remember, we've got to stick together through this time because you never know what may be coming out. And again, I'll be here for you every single day, no matter what, again, to help you out as much as I possibly can. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about this very important $14,580 number, what it means right now in 2023, especially focused on the low income and fixed income beneficiaries, and again, why this is such an important number that we do need to focus on. All right, so here's what it comes down to. This number, $14,580, is the federal poverty line right now for an individual in 2023. Now, here's what's interesting about it. This number is actually up about $990 or 7.28% over what it was last year at $13,590 last year. That's what it was last year, and now it's $14,580. So it literally went up $990, just under $1,000, the federal poverty line, 7.28%. Okay, sounds nice, but what does it mean? How do I get it, right? Well, good questions. Let's talk through it because this is actually really, really important. And again, there are pieces of legislation in Congress right now that do want to increase fixed income benefits as well as other low income benefits and all of the other programs out there that are predicated by this number right here as far as determining eligibility for a lot of these programs. So let me buzz through this because there's a ton to talk about right here. But again, let me work through this really quickly. I'll try to make this as quick as I can, but at the same time, I do want to elaborate on this because it's pretty important to understand. All right, so first up, there are bills, packages, and proposals in Congress right now as we speak that talk about increasing fixed income benefits. For example, increasing SSI benefits up to the federal poverty line. There's legislation in Congress also to boost benefits for Social Security beneficiaries up to 125% of the federal poverty line. So again, there you can see right there, the federal poverty line, right? So here's what's interesting about it. Each year that they continue to drag their feet and each year that they don't do something about this, the federal poverty line continues to adjust higher. That just simply means if they wait another year, guess what? The federal poverty line will likely adjust higher yet again next year, probably anywhere between about 5.5% and about 7.5% higher yet again next year. So it's probably going to be around the mid $15,000 range, give or take a little bit, obviously. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm just saying it's probably going to adjust higher by about somewhere in that range. So I don't know. It seems like if they just continue to drag their feet on this, now obviously it'd be way more advantageous and way more beneficial for fixed income beneficiaries and the low income if Congress came together and did something about this sooner than later rather than dragging their feet. But I'm just saying, if they do, the more they drag their feet, the more it's going to cost. Is it going to cost the lawmakers? No, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it did. It'd be cool if it came right out of their pockets, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't. That's not how it works. But it'd be kind of nice if they were to, maybe have it paid out of their pocket because they dragged their feet for so long. But those are a couple different things that are out there right now. Now let's quickly talk about some of the other programs that are out there, again, that are focused on the federal poverty line. For example, you've heard me talk about this before in other videos, but let me discuss this really quickly. Things like the ACP, Affordability Connectivity Program, which gives you free internet for low-income individuals. How do they determine eligibility? It's strictly based on your household income as a metric of the federal poverty line. There it is, right? How about SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise referred to as food stamps? Again, how do they determine eligibility? It's all based on your household income as a metric of the federal poverty line, or as a percentage of, I should say, a percentage of the federal poverty line. Now, here's the thing. With a lot of these programs that are out there, as in these low-income benefit programs, usually they have eligibility requirements of having your household income as somewhere between about 100%, maybe up to 200, maybe in some instances, 250% of the federal poverty line. But again, it's going to depend on your household size, and it's going to depend on your household income as well. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of information out there that may suggest, well, for a household of 2, you simply double the federal poverty line for an individual. Household of 3, you just triple it, right? That's not how it works, actually. It's kind of weird how this whole thing works, but that's not how the federal poverty line works. You would think that for an individual, the federal poverty line would be $14,580. For a household of 2, it would be, what is that, $29,160. I believe my math is correct on that. Just trying to add it here in my head as we go. But that's actually not how it works. It's actually a little bit lower. So the more that the household size increases, the less and less that the federal poverty line is for that household size, if that kind of makes sense. So it's not a simple double or triple or quadruple of that $14,580. It's more like that's not how it is, okay? It's actually less than that by quite a bit. So, interestingly enough, but that also makes households that have more people in them more eligible for some of these other programs in the event that somebody is, lower income household like that. Because that threshold is lower, it simply means that the benefits are eligible for more people out there, okay? But basically what I'm saying is, when it comes down to these low-income benefit programs, they always determine individual income or household income as a percentage of the federal poverty line, and they determine, okay, this household is eligible because this program says you'd be eligible for benefits if your household income is, say, 125%, 130%, 150%, 175%, maybe 200%, or maybe some rare instances, 250% of the federal poverty line. That is why this number is so incredibly important. Now, again, I said the ACP, Affordability Connectivity Program, SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, even things like LIHEAP, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, the LIHWAP, Low Income Home Water Assistance Program, even things like WIC, WIC, which is Women, Infant, Children. Otherwise, there's the other program, TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Again, the list goes on and on and on. For all of these other programs that are out there specifically focused on low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries, how do they determine eligibility? Again, it's usually always determined as a percentage of the federal poverty line and household income as a comparison of that. So you can clearly see here, this is a pretty important number, okay? And again, this number continues to adjust higher each and every year. Now again, obviously, we want to take advantage of any programs that are out there for the low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries to help you out with your utilities, your water bills, your electricity, your gas bills, your food assistance, all kinds of different things like this. But at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, what would really help the most is if Congress were to work forward and to start changing some of these benefit programs to actually lift benefits up to at least the federal poverty line, or like that one bill that is out there, to increase Social Security benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line. That'd be a pretty nice one as well, right? But here's the thing. It's so much easier for Congress to move forward with all of these different programs out there dedicated to the low income, helping people out a little bit with utility bills and food and housing and rental assistance and all kinds of things like this. It's easier for them to do these programs and to fund these programs with revenues, with federal money. It's easier for them to do that than it is to work their way through Congress a bill that would change some of these massive programs like Social Security or SSDI or SSI, things like that. So again, just like everything, take the easy way out, right? So that's typically what they do here, and you can clearly see. But in the event that they actually did raise benefits up to the federal poverty line, like what we talked about here in this video, a lot of these programs may not even need to exist in the first place, right? That's what a lot of these reports have come out and suggested, and saying there's over 100 different government programs out there to help out low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. If benefits were just at the right levels, as in if benefits were just brought up to where they really need to be for beneficiaries, a lot of these programs wouldn't even need to be there in the first place, because beneficiaries would have sufficient amounts of money from their check every month just to live on, right? So Interesting discussion, right? I've seen that pop up quite a bit. Anyway, I want to bring this to your attention and discuss why this $14,580 number is so important and what it means right now in 2023. Now, again, it will adjust higher as we roll over to next year, 2024, but as of right now, as I record this video, that is still several months out, right? Either way, I want to bring this to your attention. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave that down below in the comment section. I do my best to read as many as I possibly can. And of course, come back and make dedicated videos as I see fit for any of those questions that I continue to see popping up. Other than that, I'm here for you as much as I can be. I want to help you out. It's a very busy, confusing, and uncertain time that we're going through right now. And again, we got to stick together through this time. So please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and catch you again later in the next